Every football legend has a moment that changes everything. A moment when a dream stops being just a dream and starts becoming reality. For Cristiano Ronaldo, one of those moments came long before the trophies, the records, and the global fame. It came when he was forced to make one of the biggest sacrifices of his young life. Today, millions of fans see Ronaldo as one of the most successful athletes in history. They see the luxury lifestyle, the packed stadiums, and the incredible achievements. But what many people don't realize is that his journey began with difficult choices and emotional sacrifices that most young children would struggle to handle. As a young boy growing up in Portugal, Ronaldo loved football more than anything. Every free moment was spent playing the game. Friends, family members, and local coaches quickly noticed that he possessed unusual talent. However, talent alone wasn't enough. If Ronaldo wanted to become a professional footballer, he would eventually need opportunities that were unavailable in his hometown. From an early age, football wasn't simply a hobby for Ronaldo, it was his passion and his escape. Whenever he had a chance, he was outside with a ball at his feet. It didn't matter whether he was playing in the streets, on local pitches, or with friends after school. Football occupied his thoughts almost every hour of the day. While many children enjoyed different activities, Ronaldo seemed completely focused on the sport he loved. His enthusiasm quickly attracted attention. Coaches noticed that he played with unusual energy and determination. Even when he was very young, Ronaldo hated losing. Friendly matches often felt serious to him because he wanted to win every game. Some people viewed this competitiveness as unusual for a child, but it revealed a mentality that would later become one of the defining features of his career. As the years passed, Ronaldo continued improving. He wasn't just talented, he was dedicated. After training sessions ended, he often wanted to keep practicing. He constantly searched for ways to become faster, stronger, and more skillful. While other young players were satisfied with being among the best in their age group, Ronaldo dreamed of becoming the best player he could possibly be. His family recognized how important football was to him. They understood that his ambitions extended far beyond local competitions. Although they were proud of his talent, they also knew that pursuing a professional career would require sacrifices. Opportunities for young footballers were limited, and reaching the highest level often meant leaving familiar surroundings behind. At the time, Ronaldo's hometown provided comfort and support, but it could not provide everything needed for his development. The competition level was different, and access to elite coaching and facilities was limited compared to larger football academies. If he wanted to maximize his potential, he would eventually need to take a major step forward. That opportunity arrived when he earned the chance to join the youth system of Sporting CP. For many young players, this would have been a dream come true. But there was a challenge. Accepting the opportunity meant leaving home at a very young age and moving far away from his family. For most children, such a decision would be incredibly difficult. Home represents security, familiarity, and comfort. Leaving behind parents, siblings, friends, and everyday routines can be emotionally overwhelming. Ronaldo was still very young, yet he found himself facing a choice that could shape the rest of his life. The excitement of joining one of Portugal's most respected football academies was mixed with uncertainty. On one hand, this was the opportunity he had always dreamed about. On the other hand, it meant stepping into an unfamiliar environment filled with pressure and expectations. There were no guarantees of success. Many talented young players entered football academies every year, but only a small percentage eventually became professional footballers. When Ronaldo arrived at Sporting's academy, everything felt different. He was no longer the local boy everyone knew. He was now surrounded by other talented players who shared the same dream. Every training session became a competition. Every player wanted to stand out. Every mistake felt important. The standard was much higher than anything he had experienced before. Homesickness soon became one of the biggest challenges. Missing family is difficult for anyone, especially for a child living far from home. There were moments when Ronaldo reportedly struggled with being away from the people he loved most. Phone calls and visits could help, but they could not completely replace daily life with family. Many young players in similar situations eventually decide that the sacrifice is too great. Some return home. Others lose confidence and abandon their football ambitions. Ronaldo faced those same emotional challenges, but he responded differently. Instead of allowing homesickness to defeat him, he used his dream as motivation to keep moving forward. Every difficult day reminded him why he had come there. Every training session represented another step toward the future he imagined. Whenever things became challenging, Ronaldo focused on the opportunities in front of him rather than the comforts he had left behind. This ability to stay committed during difficult moments would later become one of his greatest strengths. The academy environment also taught him valuable lessons about discipline and responsibility. Living away from home required maturity. He had to manage new routines, follow strict schedules, and maintain focus on his development. These experiences helped him grow not only as a footballer but also as a person. Gradually, Ronaldo began establishing himself within the academy. Coaches noticed his dedication. Teammates recognized his determination. His performances improved, and his confidence grew. The sacrifices he had made were starting to pay off. Every achievement reinforced his belief that he had made the right decision. Looking back today, it is easy to see this move as an obvious step in the journey of a future superstar. But at the time, nothing was guaranteed. Ronaldo was simply a young boy willing to leave everything familiar behind in pursuit of a dream. That courage deserves as much recognition as the trophies and records that came later. His decision to join Sporting CP was more than a football move, it was a life-changing act of commitment. It demonstrated a willingness to embrace discomfort, face uncertainty, and chase a goal despite the risks involved. Those qualities would remain with him throughout his entire career. In many ways, the foundations of Cristiano Ronaldo's success were built during these early years. The sacrifice of leaving home, the challenge of adapting to a new environment, and the determination to persevere through difficult moments all helped shape the mentality that later made him one of the greatest players in football history. Long before the world knew his name, Ronaldo was already proving that greatness requires courage, sacrifice, and an unwavering belief in your dreams. Imagine being a child and suddenly leaving behind everything familiar. Your parents, siblings, friends, neighborhood, and daily routines. For many children, that experience would feel overwhelming. Yet Ronaldo understood that if he wanted to pursue his dream, sacrifices would be necessary. The move was not easy. He often missed his family and struggled with homesickness. There were moments when he felt lonely and uncertain. Being surrounded by talented young players created additional pressure. Every player at the academy dreamed of becoming a professional. Competition was fierce, and nobody could guarantee success. Many young footballers facing those circumstances eventually give up. The emotional challenge becomes too much. Ronaldo chose a different path. Instead of allowing difficulties to stop him, he used them as motivation. Every difficult day reminded him why he had made the sacrifice in the first place. One of the reasons this period is so important is because it helped shape Ronaldo's mentality. Success rarely comes without challenges. Learning to overcome adversity at a young age prepared him for the obstacles he would face throughout his career. The discipline, resilience, and determination that later became famous were already beginning to develop. Life at the academy demanded complete commitment. Training sessions were intense. Expectations were high. Coaches constantly evaluated players. Every day represented another opportunity to prove himself. Ronaldo approached these challenges with extraordinary dedication. His work ethic quickly became noticeable. While other players were talented, Ronaldo often seemed willing to work harder. He understood that natural ability could create opportunities, but effort would determine how far he could go. This mindset helped separate him from many of his peers. As the years passed, Ronaldo continued developing both as a player and as a person. The homesickness gradually became easier to manage. His confidence grew. His performances improved. Coaches and teammates began recognizing that he possessed something special. Looking back, this sacrifice may have been one of the most important decisions of Ronaldo's entire life. Without it, his football journey could have followed a completely different path. The records, trophies, and achievements that came later all trace back to this early moment of courage and commitment. What makes the story inspiring is that Ronaldo's success wasn't guaranteed. At the time, he was simply a young boy chasing an ambitious dream. There was no certainty that his sacrifices would pay off. Yet he chose to take the risk anyway. That willingness to leave comfort behind became a recurring theme throughout his career. Again and again, Ronaldo embraced difficult challenges instead of avoiding them. Whether changing clubs, adapting to new leagues, or facing criticism, he consistently chose growth over comfort. In many ways, the story of Ronaldo's first big sacrifice teaches an important lesson. Great achievements often require difficult decisions. Success usually demands commitment long before rewards appear. Ronaldo understood that lesson early in life, and it helped create the foundation for one of the greatest careers football has ever seen. Today, fans celebrate the goals, trophies, and records. But behind all those achievements stands a young boy who once left home to chase a dream. And without that sacrifice, the football world might never have witnessed the legend known as Cristiano Ronaldo.